I'm Andy Orm of O'Reilly Media, and I'm talking today with Logan Wilding of Pervasive Health, where he is Director of Partnerships. And Logan is going to tell us about how they handle the problems of data collection and organization in healthcare and the platform that they're providing. Can you tell us a bit about Pervasive Health to start with?
That I can do. And first of all, thank you, Andy, for the opportunity. Pervasive Health offers a platform as a service. We're offering that to target markets like providers, both in an operational as well as clinical sense, pharmaceutical companies, payers, anybody who has a large data problem that wants to deal with what is healthcare complexity these days, and they want to do it in a secure manner. The target markets I've already mentioned, the good news for us is that we already have customers, and they're utilizing the platform in a number of different settings that actually show off the use cases and the data sets that I'm going to talk about to you today. It affords us the opportunity to really take a totally different approach on how we deal with data, both in a collection side as well as in the organization of that data.
You just told me before that this is not 2005 any longer, so why don't you tell me a bit about what people would have done in 2005 with this data?
Wow. Well, right now, I see a lot of solutions in the marketplace that are very oriented towards relational database management technologies, business intelligence functions, electronic data warehouses, and one of the things that my experience in the healthcare marketplace has taught me is that data is always changing. It's never the way you want it to be. It's always need to be, right now in those systems, you need to massage it, prep it, cleanse it, all of those things. Our platform doesn't make you do that. We essentially ingest data as is, and normally there's enough information in that data to make it valuable immediately by providing a way to access it for scores, risk scores, or screening information, or things of that nature that providers, payers, pharmaceutical companies can find valuable right now.
You know, we've been hearing at this conference about people working with data sets of, say, 100 million people. So what is this sort of typical size that you're dealing with?
Well, our entire company comes from the financial services world, the medical world, as well as the telecommunications world. So we're very used to dealing with huge amounts of data. I guess I would characterize the medical marketplace as complex data rather than big data. I mean, there are aspects to it in terms of data types from genomics and things of that nature, but it's really the complexity that drives the cost and the length of time it takes to get insights, information out of those data sets. Does that make sense?
Yes. And you're dealing with that complexity, I suppose.
That is correct. Normally, information that's put up on our platform, and it can be as little as a small spreadsheet to we can ingest, we have hundreds of thousands of patients on our platform. Normally that information comes with structured data that can be utilized immediately. And so we make it accessible to, there are literally hundreds of thousands of applications that live. All you have to do is Google something like medical calculator or medical algorithm, and you'll see that there's a significant amount of intellectual property out there, but none of it is data ready. And so what we're offering is a platform to be able to move those applications onto our platform, and then to be able to take information in that doesn't need to be massaged, prepped, cleansed, all of that stuff. It can be made usable immediately.
And as Director of Partnerships, you've explained to me that you do have partners. You provide a platform where other companies can offer various analytical tools.
Exactly. We are not interested in a walled garden approach to this that I think differentiates us from a significant piece of people who are trying to do the same thing. From our standpoint, we always believe that innovation happens elsewhere, and so we want to attract those innovators to a platform that they can just write their application once, Let's just say it's a screening algorithm for behavioral health, or it's a surveillance application for follow and match patient information. They write it once and they can deploy it anywhere on the globe. The users of the platform, whether it's a pharmaceutical company or provider, can access that application from a marketplace.
And another thing that people are always complaining about in the field is the format of data. So are you asking both the users and the providers of the analytics to follow some kind of format, or do you manage to mash it all up? What do you do?
Well, we take the data as is. It all becomes patient facts to us. And in the current technology is graph modeling. From our standpoint, it means that you don't have to put it into a format. You don't have to structure your columns and rows to be this, to be able to make it usable. As such, then, if, for instance, somebody introduces a square of data, a piece of data that includes all proprietary information, all you have to do is tell me what that proprietary information means. Its date of birth is date of birth, and it can be mapped across ICD-9 or LOINC or any of the other vocabularies that exist out there.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap up?
No, other than we appreciate the opportunity. Very excited about being here at Strata RX. A lot of excellent talks and speakers. We're looking forward to talking to those people who really are two things. Number one, have patient information or data sets that they would like to put up on our platform to monetize, because there are people who want to be able to have access to that information. And we'd like to also talk to people who are doing applications in the analytics space, because we believe that we have a platform that can make them money.
Thanks, Logan.
Thank you, Andy.